I'm not a very decisive person, which can become especially stressful when the stakes of a situation are high. I struggle to assert myself or make a decision for a number of reasons, whether due to a genuine lack of preference, not wanting to upset others, or fear of making the wrong decision. My purpose today is to tell you how I came to attend Canvas School of Ministry. I'm Abigail, I'm 19, and I'm currently living in the area of Montana that people are talking about when they say that it's beautiful. I'm from Lewistown, a small town in the middle of the state, where I grew up with my mom, stepdad, 2 younger brothers, and younger sister. I moved to Kalispell, located right by Glacier National Park, about 9 months ago for college. Today, I will first tell you about how feeling unprepared and uncomfortable led to personal growth. Then, how this helped me learn that placing others' opinions over my own can be painful. And finally, how I have used this knowledge to become more assertive going forward. Extended discomfort and the pressure of deadlines led me to make an easy decision, which in turn forced me to push past my comfort zone and not assertive tendencies later on to make a decision that I was happier with. Choosing a college is the first major decision I can recall having to make. I wasn't one of the kids with a detailed 5-year plan laying out where I would go to school, what I would major in, and where I would work after graduation, so I felt very ill-prepared to make this decision. By fall, however, I had narrowed down my options to Northwest University and Canvas School of Ministry, a Northwest Partnership program. Same school technically, but entirely different specifications from location to tuition, and also housing and learning platform, and a variety of other factors. I had visited both and liked both, but was far more drawn to Canvas School of Ministry. However, I ended up enrolling in Northwest University because my mom preferred it over Canvas School of Ministry. However, months later, I ended up changing my enrollment, which fortunately was an easy process due to them all being the same school. This experience taught me that letting the opinions and feelings of others take precedence over my own in major life-altering decisions can lead to unnecessary pain and stress. I was ready to enroll in CSM in December, but instead I waited an extra 5 months, contemplating the two in stress and anxiety and uncertainty, because when I told my mom that I wanted to go to Canvas School of Ministry, she didn't express much enthusiasm. When I finally enrolled in Northwest University, I thought that that would alleviate a lot of the stress associated with the decision, but instead, it just heightened my panic and confusion regarding the situation. I was too afraid to change my enrollment at that point because I was afraid that it would only make the situation worse or that it would just stay the same. I had to let go of ownership of the situation enough to have peace and clarity about it so that I could make a more objective and prayerful, but not overthought, decision later on, which is what led to me changing my plans so last minute, even though I knew it would likely upset my mom. Going forward, I have tried to wield the knowledge of my tendency to disregard my own preferences in a way that leads to healthier, balanced decisions. This means that I have to push past my comfort zone a lot of times, as well as put in the work to be informed about all my options, so that I can consider facts and my feelings to make a decision that I am confident in. For example, I was recently coming to the end of my lease in student apartments, and I wanted to find a place of my own in Kalispell. However, there are not a lot of affordable options for students here, so the options presented to me by others were to extend my lease in student housing or to move back home. I didn't want to do either of those, so I ended up renting a room in someone's house. I felt that the situation was safe and positive, so I had to consider that over the anxiety-fueled concerns presented by those around me. 2 weeks after I moved in, I ended up being able to put down a deposit on a small apartment of my own, which I will move into in 1 more week. Had I done either of the options that others had suggested, I would not have been able to take advantage of that opportunity. Learning to make decisions by myself has allowed me to avoid excessive time spent contemplating and helped me to be much happier with my choices. Today I told you about the stress and uncertainty that surrounded making my first major decision, how it taught me to consider my own opinions over the views of others, and how I have since changed my approach to decision making to be more efficient, less unpleasant, and produce greater satisfaction as I talked about how I came to attend CSM. To those approaching or having recently transitioned away from living with your family, I would highly recommend taking an inventory of the decisions you've made in this regard. You should consider the influences that have played into where you're at or where you're headed. Take note of your preferences and see how they align with where you're actually at. After this, if you find that you want to be somewhere different or be doing something else, don't let the fear of risk or controversy keep you from a much more fulfilling experience. Thank you.